to those with greater resources or with a particular gender. Science belongs to everyone who refused to stop asking questions. So being a researcher, you should never stop asking questions. And if my journey teaches anything, it is like science can emerge from anywhere and you can have research questions from a daily life problem and you can solve it for the world. The second part of my message is basically based on that my dream is that one day assessing maternal stress become a routine as measuring blood pressure during pregnancy. So if any one of you is inspired by the question, you should go for that, because when we identify these stressors early, we are protecting mother's health and we are also protecting our developing brain inside the mother. So we are doing so much for the next generation and we can do anything. We should do anything for the future that I hope science will help us to build. So I encourage all the female researchers to never lose hope and always respect your brain, that it has to have positive set of a lot of questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sadaf. So, thank you for this presentation. And I think so. I have a personal question because it's talking about your generation, my generation, and all the women we have living in the present now. Is like, what change do you consider essential today to ensure that the research systems are more equitable and more balanced, and at the same time help to the strength maternal mental health and development of the search such yours with a broader impact, better outcomes in the future? So talking about now, because we have a space short, but how you consider now we can to do us, like me, like you, like
Can
another
you
woman.
elaborate it more? Because can you
Yes.
elaborate the question? Yes.
No, it's talk about we talk now. I do the question for give the message with the young people, but we talk about us, like me, you are in the same sorry, like, we are in the same living in the present now. So the point with my question is, what change do you consider essential to ensure that the research system for being more equitable and at the same time help with
Okay.
us?
Uh, I think you can say that we need change at several levels. First, institutions must recognize supporting women scientists is not about lowering standards, because uh, they think that to have or to support women scientists is about doing overcoming unnecessary barriers or something like that. This include mentorship, equitable finding of opportunities, or flexible research environments or leadership pathways. And secondly, I think maternal mental health should become a public health priority rather than an individual responsibility, because you are connecting. For example, you are connecting more because you think being a mother, you can feel that, and you can feel the importance. You are from Colombia, you are also relating the question also, and you also want to know about your own health as a mother as well. But when we see on general basis, if someone as a women scientist is actually doing something on the maternal mental health, so it is not a priority. So it should become a public health priority rather than an individual responsibility, or rather an individual laboratory or individual group working on the thing. So women cannot carry the burden of research, careers, caregiving, and family responsibilities without having adequate institutional and also you can say government level support. We have to have such policies, we have to have certain support systems that we need to have on such female scientists and also such questions as well. Finally, we need more women leading the research agendas. When we
Mm.
develop research agendas, like a lot of under-resourced countries does not prepare any agendas. They have something on papers, but no more than that. They are not identifying the core research area that needs to be, for example, child mortality, for example, maternal health. These are not the priorities on the paper. On the paper we are talking about some other issues. And sorry to say, but in many countries like our country, we have research councils made by the government, led by 90% or more than 90% men. We
Mm.
don't have women leadership in those councils. And when we don't have women leadership in those councils, how can we have such questions or encouragement or even fundings for those projects? If women scientist is working in a lab for such question, what is the hierarchy,
Yeah.
how it gets supported? So I was doing a panel globally a few months back, and they asked me that, what do you think that a women in leadership can do? And I tell them that if I am in leadership in my country, I have so much challenges starting from the hierarchical background. I have so much limitation and I have so many fights to do on administrative level that as a scientist I cannot do much things. If I am a scientist, I should not worry about the administrative issues. And if I am an administrator, I should not worry about that I have to fight with the administration for the equitable resources, for everything, for a woman. So these are the two level of things. But for example, if I am a researcher, I am a professor, and I am running a lab, and you are also expecting me to do the duty of dean or principal, and again I am busy in fighting the whole administration fights for the funding for everything, and still I have no voice in the boardroom, and still I have no voice in the councils. So this is the whole, you can say, vicious cycle. It is a cycle, and then you get exhausted and there are no women there to support, and then there are no many women. And let me tell you one thing: if the whole board is composed of maximum of one gender, and if you keep having the same voices, the same gender voices again and again, how can you make different decision? You have to make different decision, you have to have different perspectives. And to have different perspectives, you have to have the equitable, you can say, fair ratio of both genders. This
Yeah.
is what I feel, because if you are running an organization, you and running as a woman, and someone is running an organization as a man, obviously you both have your highest points and you both have your strengths. Let's combine that, because empathy, because emotions, because passion towards such kind of problems is also needed on the table.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with this. And actually, this is the is the hierarchy has the this balance for women and men, but another is like we don't. I think so. We don't work like empathy in between women's and men's in the science and of women's and men's in the projects in an organization, and to talk about the similar and to found the solution or the way to be and make this balance. Because I agree with you, like you pray with the matter. I think so the psychology is really important now, because the problem with the psychology, they don't have gender. It's the
Yes,
human.
Yes, because neuroscience also say that women ask different scientific questions because they bring different lived experiences. They have different lived experiences. Men has different lived experiences. So those perspectives actually strengthen the science or ultimately lead the better healthcare solution. For example, let me give you an example. When we market some product and make advertisement, if the product is for women, we make different types of ads, and if the product is for men, we make different types of ad, because we know that both the brain works differently. So this is how bringing perspective. If you are doing science, if you have a research agenda of your country, you know that this agenda belongs to this and this agenda, so everyone should put their solutions and their thoughts and their strengths on the table, and that's how we change. That's how it change.
Yeah, that's the change. Okay, thank you, Dr. Sadaf. It was a really grateful and nice conference. So we check and everything the Facebook. We don't have questions, but I'm really happy this video is gonna be in YouTube. You can share, we can share, and when they have it, they can see this video because it's really important. And you are really welcome to share your articles and our magazine wherever you want. Thank you so much, Dr.
Sure.
Sadaf.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you. Thank you
everyone.
for your time. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.